Oh, is that gold rings of coins underneath that coil of yours? Welcome to the Pro Metal Detectors podcast, radio, talk show, whatever you want to call this, on our YouTube channel. We have the pulse. Yes, we have the pulse of the metal detecting industry. I'm your host, Max, always on the coast of somewhere beautiful, where rings and coins fear the beard. I'd like to thank our sponsors, SepticTankBacteria.com. 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 Major shout outs to Calico. Yeah, we said Calico out there. Mind Lab. Excellent out there. And we're probably forgetting a lot of other people. Coming straight to you from the I Gotta Get the Pain in the Neck Fixed Studios. Welcome to today's show. First and foremost, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Make it a safe New Year. Make it a adventurous, prosperous, metal detecting New Year. One of the things about metal detecting and being out in public, the first time you actually go metal detecting and you are out in public, you're self-conscious of all those people staring at you. Yeah, you feel a little bit out of a place. You don't want to admit to it, but you're right. You feel out of place. You don't feel, you just want to get these things off of me. I want to take the cans off of me, and I just want to go, and I just want to leave. Yeah. Just want to go, just want to leave, just want to be at peace. And, but there's something about the hobby, and you stick with it. And that whole embarrassment phase of it leaves you. Yeah. Definitely leaves you. I personally was never embarrassed. I really don't care what people think of me. I want to go out there. I want to metal detect. You think it's weird? Fine. I really don't care. But there are people out there, because they think it's weird. They think you shouldn't be doing it. So they will stop you at any turn that they can, because they want to feel morally superior to you. They want to feel like they control you, when actually they're just little weasels. I don't care what people find enjoyment in, as long as as long as people are safe at the end of the day. No one gets hurt. No one's gonna get hurt. And it's not against anybody's will. I'm pretty much a libertarian when it comes to that stuff. I really am. I don't care. If I don't want to see it, hear it, smell it, I will walk away. I don't want to be forced to do anything. But there are people out there who think that because they don't like metal detecting, that they can control you. So what do? A lot of times they'll get in your face because they lack probably a gene. They're probably still dragging their knuckles on the floor. They got this weird notion again that they are just above you and you have to listen to them. It may carry over from their job. Being a bully can be someone's job. You ever work with a rotten boss? Yeah, they're a bully. You want to work for a bully? No. Did you ever work with a great boss? Yeah, you worked your tail off. There are positive and negatives, but there are a lot of bully pedestrians, non-metal detectors out there. This show is about a couple of different topics here. I'm wrapping up into one. The first half of the show is going to be about how to deal with these bullies. They will come up to you. They will put their hands on you. Yeah, they will. I've had it happen. They will scream in your face. All right. Anybody putting their hands on you without you knowing it is an assault. And you have to agree that it's an assault. You can't be wishy-washy on that. It's an assault. This guy touched me. It's an assault. I don't want this guy touching me. Anybody screaming in your face to scare you purposely while you got your cans on, your headphones on, your plugs, whatever you want to call it, that is an assault also. That's an attempt to injure. Let's just say you're older than dirt, which means younger than me. Someone gets in your face and screams at you, and your heart's not strong enough. It startles you, and you have a heart attack and die. In some states, that's murder. But, that little bully, that weasel, is going to run off. Yeah, they're going to run off, run away. That's what they always do. Just to let you know, I don't want to be screamed at. I don't want to be yelled at. I don't want anybody putting their hands on me. Yeah, I mean, that's me. Unless I know you, I don't want anybody touching me. I don't. Could be a lot of people out there. There are things that you can do to prevent a lot of these things. A lot of people are metal detecting. In the metal detecting world, the hobby world, they put on their cans and go out and have a great time. And they don't worry about stuff like that. And that's good. I myself always make sure that I am not a victim. I always kept a keen sense of awareness, even with my headphones on. Always around me. I always got one headphone, what do you want to call it, earmuff. I always got one off. I'm always very aware of what's going on around me, who's around me, how far they are around me. And I break up that time, my area of operation that I am enjoying my hobby in, into 50-50. Part of my brain's on metal detecting. Part of my brain is that roving Terminator, eye and ears, listening to what's going on around me. And that's a form of self-defense. Is it over the top? For me, no. The places I go metal detecting, very rarely do I relax. Because I know what can happen. I've seen things happen to people that weren't pleasant. I don't want them happening to me. If somebody does get in your face, somebody screams at you, and you're all alone, a lot of times an attempt to diffuse the situation is a sign of being weakness and a doormat to a bully. So they gladly escalate it. 9 out of 10 times they'll escalate it. They'll see it as a sign of weakness that you will not stick up for yourself, that you are a weakling. And it's, look at me, I could pick on this guy who just wants to be left alone, who wants to enjoy his hobby, wants to enjoy any hobby. But Don't want to have anybody messing with me. Don't like it. Here are some tips to actually avoid that. My first situation, let's say you're out by yourself and one of these idiots come up and start pulling this stuff. They touch you, they scream at you, throw stuff at you. That's all it is, assault. Once you gain an awareness of this, I don't care what you are doing. I expect you to put something in your hands. It could be a scoop. Okay. It could be your scoop handle. A lot of scoops have travel handles. Hit the little buttons, pull that out. The hell with your scoop. The hell with your metal detector. If they're doing something stupid like that, they're not there to play with you. Even if the cop shows up, they go, yeah, man, I'm just kidding around with him. They ain't kidding around with you. They're not your friend. There are certain other things that you can carry with you that would enhance your safety. And if you are trained to use those things, God bless you. I don't care what anybody says. One of the things I always personally have on me, like a lot of anybody, besides a two-way radio, I'm also a ham operator. So that's always in the background on. I can hear what's going on with that. I can just key up the mic and boom, make a short transmission. Guess what? The police are on the way. And they will show up. You can carry mace. That's good. I like it. But when that mace can runs out, you better have something else to back that up. You can run. You could do that. I have no problem with that. I'd rather run away from a fight than engage in one. I will not go into my background. But 99.9% of the people that are out there, it would not be to their advantage to engage with me in a fight. I'm not going to go into my training. I'm not going to know what I'm doing. I'm not here to put out my chest. I'm not here to do any of that stuff. This is aimed at the typical metal detector that needs a break from life and goes out there, put headphones on. One of the things I do suggest and recommend you carry and learn how to use is a great tool, commonly known as an e-tool. Okay, not after eBay, but you get them on eBay. It's called an entrenchment tool. Go into an army surplus store, get an entrenchment tool. They're great to dig with. I carry one with me. And quite frankly, they're great to fend off animals. I had a dog try attacking me. And I held them off. I didn't want to harm them, didn't want to hurt them. And when the owner saw what was happening, called the dog over and apologized up and down. But I knew that dog was doing something that was natural to itself, that's protecting their owner. And I understand that. If it was an idiot who purposely sicked their dog at me, it would have been a different story. And, the other tip I can give you is always go out in a group of people. Yeah, I group hunts are a lot of fun. You will laugh hysterically. I guarantee you that. Especially if you go to an area that you're not familiar with, or you got a new piece of equipment. You start laughing. And then sometimes you forget that you're metal detecting, but you start laughing. But the main thing is that you are in a group. Could be 2, 3 people. In other words, 2 plus you. So 3 on up. Bullies don't tend to, or idiot non-metal detector community out there, tend to leave people alone if they're seen in a group. Won't say much, but they'll say stuff. They'll yell from a distance because they're safe. A bully will only do things on their terms. Bullies hate it when they're forced to do things on your terms. Keep that in mind. And it's kind of funny. It's kind of fun watching a bully all of a sudden, think the big man on campus, captain of the high school football team. And then they're on the ground begging for their life, begging for mercy, but they would never show somebody who refuses to stand up and stick up for themselves any mercy whatsoever. I'm not a big fan of bullies. I like it when they get hurt. I'm not going to lie to anybody. Do I want them to get hurt? Well, you know what? Their big mouths probably cause 99.9% of their pain in other people. So you know what? 99.9% of their problems come from their mouth. You feel you got to say something to somebody that's really not out of kindness or respect? Don't say it at all. Don't approach people you're not talking to or anything. No, don't. The other side of this coin, what do you do if the cops show up? Let's just put the first half of what I just said all aside. I'll give you a couple of scenarios. One of them happened today, actually, on Metal Detecting NYC. A group of guys Merrill was out with, the cops showed up. But before that, you actually heard someone in the background running their mouth, again, thinking that they're bigger than everybody else, that they are the king of the neighborhood, that they're bullies. They know that they can just run away and call the cops, and no one's going to really know who they are. They're just a bunch of bullies. If you got a metal detecting permit for New York City, and you could dig in a park, number one, if you're going to dig in a park, just go get a permit. At that point, 99.9% of the problem really solved. Idiots running their mouths, don't even pay them any attention. Like that guy that was on Metal Detecting NYC today's live stream. I wouldn't have paid him any attention. I act like I don't hear him. But yeah, I hear him. I would keep his location in the back of my head where he is. If they're upset that they're digging holes and putting it back and you can't tell that they were there, it sounds like a major personal problem for this idiot who decides that it's his job to call the cops. And the cops did show up. Which brings me to my other half. What do you do when the cops do show up? Now, a lot of times they may startle you, which is not good. A lot of police officers do not get training on what to do if someone's deaf. They get an idea, but if someone's deaf driving a car, they'll have a little plaque that says, "I'm deaf." So the person's driving a car, but they're aware of their surroundings. They'll see their officer and acknowledge them. Let's just say a police officer creeps up on you, for a lack of a better analogy, and scares you. The first thing you better be doing is pulling your headphones off. Okay? Dropping anything you got in your hands. If you got a one of those digging knives that are pretty cool, you drop that. If you got your shovel, you just drop it. If you got your metal detector in your hand, take your headphones off, put it on your metal detector, drop it. Stand at attention and go, "Yes, officer, how may I help you?" And repeat that. Repeat that to yourself right now. "Yes, officer, how may I help you?" And look them straight in the face and wait for their reply. Showing a little respect is going to go a long way because you don't know what's going on. You really don't. They may have call you and say, listen, we got a crime scene. We can't get our ES over here, emergency service. Can you help us out? Just try to find something. That's a possibility. It's happened. It's happened. It's happened in a lot of places. I've gotten phone calls asked to be help out somehow, some way. It's happened. Does it happen all the time? No. But you never know why that officer's in front of you. And that officer is going to be on guard. So they got to jump on you, even though they're not going to jump you. Unless you take a swing at them with something of metal detector. That's why, hence, you pull your headphones off, drop your stuff, and you ask, yes, officer, how may I help you? That will relieve a lot of tension, if there is any, from the officer. Because you don't know what the officer was told. Compared to you standing there with weapons in your hands. Yes, metal detecting, your metal detector, your little digging knife, your sand scoop, or your shovel. Those are all weapons. Once your hands are away from your weapons, that will diffuse the situation quite a bit. And if you're digging, if you're on a metal detector with a lot of other guys and the cops approach you and you see your group approaching the cops, let the officers know, acknowledge that your officers, the rest of my group is coming over here. I just want to let you know that. So they're aware of not just concentrating on you. Now they're concentrating on the whole group, which will put them into fight or flight. But if you treat them with respect and care and understanding, 99.9% of the problems are solved right there. If you have a permit to metal detect in a park or in New York City, say, officer, I do have a permit. Our group do have permits, metal detecting permits. May I show this to you? And generally have that with an ID tag around your neck. So you could just pull it up and display it, as needed. So the question that really comes down to of not an enforcement issue, but some idiot walking by decided to call the cops on you, saying you were leaving halls over. I just want to let you know about that, and just clean up, make sure you guys are doing all right. And you say, yes, officer, I will address any holes that are here, and I will double check my holes. Thank you very much, officer. Kind of keep it short and sweet with respect. And before they leave, you say, officer, thank you. Thank you for your service. And then let them walk away, let them get in their car, and that's it. Don't pout out, don't put out your chest to go, I'm a taxpayer. Don't do any of that stuff. Police officers are humans. They're humans too. Have a thankless job, definitely, especially in New York City. They have a thankless job. They don't get paid much in the city. And they deal with garbage all day long. And that grows on you. It's a thankless job, and they're going on to a call that they, quite frankly, really don't care about, unless you were setting off mortars, leaving gaping holes all over the park. And it's really like, and chances are they're watching you for 20 minutes or so, seeing what you're doing to confirm, I don't want to say your story, but your alibi is another word, not where you were at the night of, but what you've been doing and how you've been presenting yourself. If you have been covering up your holes quite a bit, because someone's always watching you when you're metal detecting. It could be the police. It could be the public. There's a lot of good PR in metal detecting if you're cleaning up the park as you go along. That finder's pouch, okay, full of garbage pulled out of the park, out of the ground, is a valuable community service. Very valuable. And a lot of times you show somebody, yeah, I'm just cleaning out the garbage. What am I finding? Garbage. So why are you here? To clean the garbage. Doesn't make sense? You don't got to make sense to the public. You really don't. You don't got to answer to them. And I don't care who it is in the public. You're not going to answer to them. You answer to yourself. You show respect for the hobby. A lot of people out there do show respect for the hobby. Great people out there. I mean, you got people constantly cleaning beaches. You got Merrill, the metal detecting peril. You see him picking up a lot of trash. You see Indiana Tones out there. Go to his channel too. He's cleaning the beach, or he's cleaning, the parks where he's metal detecting. These are all positive things, because people are going to come up to you when you're not prepared, and you better have a pouch full of garbage that you will get rid of in a trash can. That can calm down a sticky situation. You don't got to defend yourself to the public unless they attack you of some sort. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody in the public. But people of authority, police, sheriffs, firemen, I'd put them in there too, fire marshal, parks employees, you might get to know a lot of the parks employees that will have seen you picking up the parks and would tell the police that, no, he's not a problem. It's a strange world we live in, that people who don't enjoy this hobby can have a direct effect to your enjoyment of this hobby. And they will call the cops. But I'm telling you, number one, rules of safety in metal detecting. Try not to go metal detecting alone, unless you're prepared for anything. You see some metal detectors out there, they are trained to deal with anything. When I go into the forest, I have a different mindset than I have in a beach setting or a park setting. There are different things I take with me or carry with me in different settings and scenarios. But at the end of the day, I know I'm safe because I've trained to keep myself safe. If I'm scaring anybody out there from metal detecting, what I want you to do is go join a local metal detecting group, club, and go out with them, and constantly go out with them. And you will have a good time. You will make memories. I mean, a lot of the people that are in my favorites, pardon me, on my YouTube channel, ProMetalDetector. If you haven't subscribed to me, please subscribe to me. If you want to go into Patreon, help us out a little bit, please. I want you to do that. If you want to buy one of our shirts, go into the links down below in our description. Buy one of our shirts. That helps us go to the parks, go to the beaches, and clean them up. That's my primary goal. I am a metal detecting environmentalist. Sounds crazy. But if we can't have a clean beach or a clean park for kids to run around in, what did we leave them? What did we give those kids? That's sad. And it can be sad. Like I said, subscribe to us. I can't even say those words. I'm sure Indiana Tones can translate my Indiana Tones. I don't. The funny thing is that he sounds like somebody I know. He sounds like half my family. And that's kind of funny. So he's probably going, yeah, I know what he's saying. And that's kind of funny because it's my Brooklynese, along with my Russian and German background, that somehow can say words and other words I just can't say. Repeat. But subscribe to my channel. Hit the Patreon. Please become a member. We'd love to have you. Buy some of our shirts. This all goes back into us getting out there and cleaning a beach. Guess what? Guess what's happening? Is that a coin? Is that a ring? Is that gold? Or is that garbage that you're picking up out of the ground to get rid of and put in that garbage can because somebody lazy didn't want to do that? You just got done listening to the Pro Metal Detectors podcast, talk, radio show, whatever you want to call this. I'm your host, Max, always on the coast of somewhere beautiful where rings and coins fear the beard. It's time to close down I got to get this neck fixed studios. You have yourself a great day. Remember, subscribe. Hit that subscribe chat. Hit that like button. This is what will drive us to do more videos. God bless. Be safe.